ヘルブレード続きからやってまいります。そこよし。前回までは闇のなんか闇で襲ってくるモンスターを倒したところで終わったのかな。でこの橋を架けるギミックがわけわかんなくて行ったり来たりしてたっていうところでしたね。でこれ生き方わかりました生き方わかったよ。ここね、実はこれフォーカスするんだよそうすると行き先が現れる。火の灯火がなんかね不自然だなって思ってたんだよね、ずっと。やっぱりそうだったかって感じで。でここまでは知ってる、この先は知らないっていう感じでやっていきたいと思います。よし、敵出てくんのかな。おじさん
The Northmen say that at Ragnarok the gods will face a ship full of their foes, which Loki has steered to Asgard. It carries the fire giants, the wolf that will eat the sun, and all kinds of
なんか聞いたことある気がする。
with his sword of fire. The cliffs will crash, trolls will walk the land, men will tread the road to hell, and the heavens will split open.
おー、めっちゃ盛り上がってきましたって感じだね盛り上がってまいりました。あれ、ここ通れるかな。いけないよ。あれ、あ、ここか。オッケー、また積むかと思った。よし、やっぱり上登ってくんだね。帰り道かな、ここは。そうだね。でもこのしゃがんでいく場所もそんな距離なかったから必要だったのかな、書とかよし、パーセントになりそう。見てみよっか。こうパーセントだ。いった。うわ、味気ない。よし、いけた。オッケー。よーし、この剣は強いんだよ。よし、いいぞ。ビハインド。ビハインド。わ、またデカブツ。うわ、痛い。痛いね。よし、いいぞ。いいね。完璧。縦か。蹴って殴る。Watch out。フォーカス。蹴って殴る。フォーカス中は時間が止まるみたい。 OK、 いいぞ。うん、あの攻撃がStop him。 よしよし、弾けば現れる。 OK。 うん、でところでここはあれ、 消えた。あ、いいね。ウィーン、橋かかった。上にも行けたけど、上は何だろうね。行ってみようか。上、フォーカス。今回は一回も死なずに行きたいと思う。あ、おじさんかな。ラソジ、ラグナロク。
The Northmen say that each god will do battle at Ragnarok. Odin will fight the monstrous wolf and be killed, but his son will avenge him and plunge his sword into the heart of the beast. Freyr will face Surt, but he had given his sword away for love, and without it, he cannot defend himself against the flames. Thor will smite the serpent to no avail. The sun will grow black, the earth will sink into the sea, the stars will disappear, fire and water will meet, steam will shoot up, flames will play against the sky, the heavens and earth and all the world will be burned, all the gods will be dead, and the warriors of Valhalla and the people everywhere. Senua, prepare yourself for Ragnarok.For it is nigh.
このおじさんやっぱりお父さんなのかな。お父さんが昔聞かせてくれた話を石碑によって思い出してんのかな。うん。そろそろ最終決戦か。おじさんも最後だったもんね。よーし。でかいのが出てくるのか。ここ開けよっか。よいしょ。そんな遠くないけどね。うん。よし、橋はかかった。次へ進めるぞーい。ボスかな。わー、ワクワクする。敵か。蹴って蹴って。ビハインジュビハインジュ蹴って。ビハインジュ。よし、強いな。おお、痛い。やばい。起きて。蹴って蹴って。よし、起き上がりちょっとね。いった。動きが遅くなるんだよね。よし、オッケー。いいよいいよ。この音楽かっこいい。わあ、いっぱい出てきた。早く倒したい。フィニッシュです。倒した。落として。ビハインジュ。やばい。ビハインジュよく聞いて。よし、この人消えるからね。やばい。ガードしよう。よし、やばい。やばいよ。訓練を思い出して。よし、ビハインジュはビハインジュ多すぎる。シュー、落ちて。フォーカスフォーカス。 Watch out! やばい。危ない。よし、弾いて。Behind you。また Behind you。よし、強攻撃でもいける。よし、フォーカス。大丈夫、大丈夫、いける、いけると信じればいける。Behind you、Behind you 聞こえなかった。反応遅かった。やばい。一度もやられない目標がやばいな。チャレンジ失敗。またここからか。強い敵が。蹴って。いやー、起きて。 Not over。 やばい。強い、強いな。見えてるとビハインジュが言われないから、自分の目で確認しないといけない。じゃあ次はいける。次はいけるよ。蹴って。痛い。よし、こっち蹴って。ビハイン。うお、蹴ってビハインジュ。蹴って痛いね。ガードはした。蹴って。見えない、見えないって。うわー、もう強い。見えないのが見えないのが敗因でした。いけるよ。強いな。よし、蹴って切る。ガードした。暗いんだよね。蹴ってビハインジュ。落ちてビハインジュ。蹴って。よし、ビハインジュ。いいよ。うわ、痛い。重い一撃。重い。うまく。よし、いいよ。タイミングが測れない。オッケー。いいよ。出てこやんで。敵出てこやんで。よし、フィニッシュ。よし、ビハインジュ。オッケー、オッケー。わざと後ろに敵を置こう。ビハインジュが教えてもらえるから。よし、いいよ。見えなくなった。フォーカス、フォーカス。 押した。いや、影の敵は弾いて姿を現させる。フィニッシュ。また後ろ。よしよ。ビハインド。やばい。フォーカスフォーカスフォーカスフォーカス。危ない。ガードガードガードガード。オッケー。ジャスガじゃなかった。オッケー。ちゃんと見て。オッケー。Behind you. Behind you. 危ない。よし。弾いてとどめだ。オッケー。ふう。手強かったな。わあ、北欧っぽい。ソブンガルで。
We die too. Do we die too? We die too.
We'll all die someday. I don't want to die. And when everyone's gone, even the gods will die.
We don't want to die.
I don't want to die.
Senua, stop. Turn back.
Stop. Stop her.
ストップが入ってる。でも進むしかないんだ。
Stop. Stop.
進むしかないんだよ。
Stop. 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 I don't want to die.
死にたくない。
I'm sorry. I didn't ask you to be a part of me. If you don't want to die with me, then leave me alone.
うん。あ、鏡だ。
Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop.
え、
Please stop. Please stop. You'll never come back if you go there.
There is nothing to go back to.
We only have each other now. Don't abandon me.
Everyone suffers. They were right about me.
Listen to me, not them.
出てきた。
Afraid. Like children scared of the dark.
So was I.
They made up monsters to fill the void. That doesn't make them real.
They made them real.
No!
Follow your soul and let go of the Senua of old. For there lies your weakness, and the darkness will find it.
これで幻聴とおさらばかな。あ、幻聴なくなったね。
It's not like the old stories, is it? The noble warrior facing in search of victory and honor. Clear dividing lines. No. Oh, this place is not quite like that. It's as if it knows that true torment lies within. Memories you cannot defeat, cannot escape. This is her hell.
これがヘルなの。ヘルって、あ、暗いな。わあ、また暗闇の中さまようのやだな。あ、
Turn away, Senua! Turn away, Senua!
You see it, Senua. faces fear and suffering.
You can see it.
生きたまんま焼かれるって相当な苦痛だよね。これは加工線の赤。
I remember it clearly now.
She has nothing to fear anymore. The gods have saved your mother. Through my hand.
You killed her.
It is the will of the gods.
Fuck the gods! You did this to her! Why?
This is what happens when you listen to the voices of the underworld. They crawl into your soul and rot you from the inside. Defy the gods like your mother, and the darkness will come for you too. You understand, Senua?
I do understand. You cursed me with your own madness. I was just a child. You created this darkness! You created this darkness so you could hide behind it!
おお、
Only suffering brings salvation. It is the way of the gods.
エラー
It was all a lie. You are a lie! She didn't defy the gods. She defied you. And so you killed her.
You didn't pray to the gods. You prayed to your mother. Your mother, who was too weak to fight the darkness and abandoned you.
You tortured her. You killed her. You are the darkness.
うん、強い。
Those rituals, the years of isolation, the pain that still haunts you. It was the only way to fight the curse within you.
You're a liar.
The darkness is inside you and it will destroy you.
You're a liar!
No, Senua. The darkness is here. You cannot wish it away. And it will watch as you draw your last dying gasp.
I won't let you kill me.
これ敵か。よし。わあ、フォーカスがない。Watch out。あるね。一応声はしてる。痛い。縦持ち痛い。Watch out. Behind you. 痛い。蹴って殴る。よし。強いぞセヌア。おい。強くなった。Behind you. 危ない。ちゃおっと。 よし。やばい。でかいのいる。何？Behind you. よし。同時に攻撃しやんで。
I can see through your darkness. You're a liar and a murderer. And if you really are Hela, then I have a sword here that can kill a god.
またか。ヘラどこ行ったんだ。またフォーカスいた。この壊れた橋を直さないと。どっから見ればいいんだ。お、普通に進むと治ってく。
Backwards to wallow in your miserable past. You're making a mistake searching for Dillian. The same mistake that killed him in the first place.
また来るか。
I tried to save you from yourself.
苦しそう。
So that it is a lie. The plague of darkness, the butchering of Dillian by the Northmen. You saw it yourself.
You told everyone I was cursed. They believed you. I believed you.
Tell me, Senua, where is Dillian's soul if the darkness is a lie? How you saved him?
おお。
He's here. I know he's here. Dillian, I know you're here. Hold on. I'll find you.
マジ？よし。当たるかな。よし。変わった。大丈夫。これは最初の試練の第二の試練のわあ、2人出てきた。大丈夫大丈夫大丈夫。 Behind you。 大丈夫だよ。防げてる。Behind you。 声が静かになっていいね。この子からやろう。うわ、そうはさせないと。 うわー、やりづらい。そればっかり。よし。いいよ。見えるよ。見えてる。オッケー。うわー、これが一番苦手。よし。
Where is he? You're trying to trick me again with your lies. I know he's here. You took him from me. You have him.
Dillion is gone. Dillion,
勝つぞ。
let him alone.
Or what? What can you do to me that you haven't already?
You betrayed your
Fight
own
me.
father.
Come on.
The gods in search of Dillion. In search
Itai.
of love. Look where that's got you. Go with
Watch
it.
out.
Let go of redemption. Let go of Dillion. Don't let your darkness hurt
見えない。
anyone else.
Behind you. Watch out.
Watch out. やばいよ。
Dillion, let go of your battle. Killing yourself.
よし。いいよ。ギリギリ。
Watch out.
OK。
Behind you. Behind you.
Behind you. よし。いいよ。
Be careful, Senua.
ああ。Be careful.
Senua.
それで起きて。よし。
Stop. You're killing him. Watch out.
Watch out.
Behind you. You're killing yourself.
いけるいけるいける。よし。痛いな。
Watch out. Behind you.
うー
Let go of your battle.
起きて。
You're going to die. Be careful, Senua.
フォーカス。
Behind you.
やばい。
Senua, Senua.
オッケー。一人ずつ
Behind you.
縦の上からでも打ち砕く。Careful.
Let go of your battle. Watch out. You're going
危ない。
to die. Be careful.
よし。 いや
Let go of your battle. Let go of the wall. Watch out.
ー 見えない。 OK。 フォーカス。いいぞフォーカス。多いなそれにしても。Behind you. いいよ。わあ、起きていけるよ。ああ、わあ、倒せなかった。無理ゲーだった。持てるんかいこの剣。やめて。
You're alive, and there's no darkness. Then you never took him from me, did you? And I can't save Diane. Is that what you want me to believe? After all you've done to me? And to him? You're not a lie, but you're a liar! You crawled into me to confuse me and deceive me. But I know he's here. I know you have him. I'll give you my life. That's what you want, isn't it? My soul. Take it. I'll be a slave for you. I'll fight with you at Ragnarok. If you release it.
攻撃はしてこないんだ。
But if you won't, you will have to kill me. Because I've got nothing left. No fear. No hate. No quest. Nothing. You will have no power over me.
わあ、マジ？
I learned the hard way to not be afraid of death, Senua. Because a life without loss is one without love. You turn your back on death, and all you can see is the shadow that it casts. The longer you hide from it, the longer the shadow grows until all you can see is darkness. When our time comes, we must look death in the eye and embrace it as a friend. Only then can we let go of our fear. And emerge from our darkness.
Ela. 解放してくれ。
Never forget what it is like to see the world as a child, Senua. Every autumn leaf is like a work of art. Every rolling cloud a moving picture. Every day a new story. We too emerge from this magic, like a wave from the ocean, only to return to the sea.
え
Do not mourn the waves, the leaves, and the clouds. Even in darkness, the wonder and the beauty of this world never leaves us. It is always there, waiting to be seen again.
美しい。
This is where my story once began. And so it has to end here. Because I cannot see further than this.
Follow us. We have another story to tell.
My friend. Go with her. This now will be your story to witness.
ヘラに打ち勝ってる。どういうことだ。自分自身に打ち勝ったってこと。終わらないよねこれ。終わったちょっとわからない難しすぎた。どういうことだってばよ。ヘラに殺されたけど最後視点がヘラ視点になってたよね。このヘラっていうのは自分で自分自身を殺した。なんで？闇に飲まれゆく自分？ヘラとの取引は決裂したんだよね。でもヘラに私は殺せはしないって言ったから、だからやはりヘラは自分自身ってことで自分を殺した。そして最後に恋人の頭を落として終わるという。どういうことだ。これマルチエンディングかな。あそこで勝ってたらまたエンディングは違ってたかな。うわあどうなんだろう。難しいな。なんか終始難しい話だな。このゲーム終始難しかったな。グラフィックはすごい良かったし戦闘も面白かったけど謎解きがちょっとめんどくさかったかなって感じで。そっか。解説見てみようかな。なんか解説サイトあったら後でググってみよう。多分誰かが考察を残してるはずだから。でも考察読んでもそれが正解とは限らないんだよね。どうなんだ。でも考察を読むちょっとわからないことだらけで終わってしまったこのゲーム。 世界観すごく良かったし、なんか彼女のその思考っていうのかが、その表情的な部分が声として現れるっていうのは新しかったな。あとこれ赤炉より前に出たゲームだけど、弾きが赤炉より良かった気がする。たくさんの人が関わってますと、すごい英語じゃないっぽい名前のスペシャルサンクスザ忍者ズ。そっか今まででやったゲームの中で一番難解だったな。北欧神話分かってたら結構、あれのあのストーリーのあれねみたいな分かんのかな。ちょっと勉強不足だったかもしれない。そして闇を恐れるっていうテーマだったから、昨日深夜トイレ行こうと思った時にちょっと怖かった。闇がそれをとっさに思い出して、わあ闇怖いって。もうそんなことないのに、しばらくはそんなことなかったのに闇が怖かった。そっか。なんかメインメニューになんだっけなんだっけなんだっけやったー。あれが見れるんだよね。精神病とメンタルヘルスについて詳細知りたい方は以下をご覧ください。なんかドキュメンタリーが見れた気がする。メインメニューから。それ見よう。あ、そうだ、ドキュメンタリーね。これで何かわかるかな？警告？クリアしてから視聴おすすめね。OK、クリアしたよ。
She's dreamt of this before.
It's coming. Is it?
They say dreams are visions of our memories, thoughts and fears, as seen by our inner eye.
これヘラと初めて会った時かな。
What if each one of us is always dreaming?
剣が折れちゃうんだよね。確か。
And we only see what our inner eye creates for us.
ヘラ自分自身説だったら自分と向き合えないってことで目を背けてんのかな、ここでは。
Senua's nightmares. Maybe that's why people fear seeing the world through her eyes. Because if you believe that Senua's reality is twisted, you must accept that yours might be too.
なんかすごい技術が使われてるっていうのはね。
Senua's Sacrifice is a video game about Senua, a Celtic warrior on a vision quest into Viking territory. But what sets our hero Senua apart is that she's
精神疾患ね。そうだよね。 統合失調症っぽいよね。
The original idea for Hellblade was to create a classic hero's journey, a journey of suffering, but one where the fantasy world is not another planet or alternate universe, but a world that is constructed in Senua's mind.
心の中で作られた世界。
So would mean putting psychotic mental illness at the center of the experience, a subject that is still considered taboo, a challenge that was both terrifying and exciting in equal measure. In Hellblade, the starting point was a newly discovered Celtic goddess called Senua in Ashwell, Hertfordshire. When first discovered, her name was thought to be Senua, a name which I liked and kept. I wondered if Senua might have been a Celtic warrior like Boudica who stood up to the Romans. While the Romans had conquered all of Europe, there was a group of Celts up in the furthest reaches of the Roman Empire that could not be conquered, the Picts. And so the Romans built a wall, called Hadrian's Wall, that spans across Britain from sea to sea to keep the Pictish barbarians at bay.
ピクト人が強かったのか。
The Picts were known for their war paint, painted on with woad, and their matted hair with lime. And so Senua would be a barbarian Pict in this image.
ピクト人なんだ。
What's your name?
Senua.
初めて恋人と会った時だよね。
Zeno's daughter.
I have to go.
Wait.
Orkney is off the coast of Scotland and was inhabited by the Picts, steeped in history and mystery, and so I made Orkney Senua's home and set the stage for a crisis. In the late 8th century, the first Vikings landed on the Orkney Islands. The population of the Picts crashed thereafter, replaced by the Norsemen of the 9th century. Were they wiped out?
バイキングによって
But it would seem likely given the reputation of the Vikings.
ピクト人減らされちゃったんだ。
It was legendary. High-ranking leaders and chieftains of the tribes they conquered were often offered as sacrifice to their gods. The most brutal of these sacrifices was known as the Blood Eagle.
ブラディーゴ。
I imagine Senua as a young female warrior who returns home from exile to find her partner, Dillian, brutally sacrificed to a Norse god.
なるほど。
Warriors from a faraway land.
ディロンは生贄にされちゃったんだ。
How it would have dragged her deep into mental torment.
それで生贄を返してもらいにっていう感じでヘルへ向かったって感じかな。
I came to learn that the Celts had a sophisticated and nuanced perspective on the nature of mental disorder. One term they used was Gelt. A Gelt is a man or woman who has been driven mad by a curse, battle trauma, or grief. The Gelt would take to a life of the woods in search of penance, punishment, and purgation. And so Senua became a Gelt, cursed by darkness, looking for redemption in the wilds.
呪われたと思ってい
The
た。
Celts used in reference to mental disorders was Druth, meaning fool.
ドゥルースね。
One who utters the words of God.
これ実際撮ってた
A mad
の？
sinner who flees battle into exile and takes on a beastly nature, growing feathers on his body. The character called Druth in Hellblade is based on a little-known person called Findan, an 8th century Irish Celt who was captured and enslaved by the Vikings, but eventually escaped to Orkney where he became a monk.
そうだよね。めっちゃグラフィック良かったもんね。ドゥルース。
Upon meeting Senua, it would be his stories that fuel her quest deep into their world of gods.
The Northmen say the world will come to an end. The sun will grow black, the earth will sink into the sea, the stars will disappear, fire and water will meet, flames will play against the sky, the heavens and earth and all the world will be burned, all the gods will be dead, and the warriors of Valhalla and people everywhere. Senua, prepare yourself for Ragnarok, for it is nigh.
So the stage was set for a new adventure, a journey into the Norse underworld called Hell, a vision quest fueled by madness and myth, a fantasy that was created by Senua's own mind, and one that we would experience through her eyes.
This is your mission. This is your quest. there is nothing else left.
To make a game about a warrior with psychotic mental illness as its central theme was fraught with danger. Mental illness such as psychosis is still taboo and rarely acknowledged in a century of cinema, never mind the new medium of games. Where it does feature, it often conflates psychosis and psychopathy associated with a lack of empathy. It is unfortunate that these two words sound so similar that they are used interchangeably in media. I must admit that I didn't have to look very far to discover my own ignorance of the subject.
Hello.
So we reached out to Paul Fletcher, psychiatrist and professor of health neuroscience at University of Cambridge.
Psychosis is a descriptive term, and it refers to having a loss of contact with objective reality. So it's characterized by two main sets of symptoms. One of them is hallucinations, where somebody experiences perceptions when there's no actual objective thing out there to perceive.
Who are you?
And the other is delusions, where somebody comes to very often bizarre, frightening beliefs when there's no good evidence in favor of them.
There's no doubt about it. The source of the darkness is in Helheim.
不穏の確信
And the goddess Hela holds his.
は自分自身で作り出してる
We reached out to
も
welcome
の
a
だったんだね。
biomedical research charity that spends billions on research and awareness programs aimed at improving health.
Mental health hasn't always been presented in the media in a way that is particularly helpful. It can be challenging to engage people with the subject matter, and there are a lot of preconceived ideas about mental health, and particularly schizophrenia and psychosis. So we hope our support allows the team to continue to collaborate with Paul Fletcher and with those who have experience of psychosis to create a game that provides a fresh perspective on the condition and allows audiences to engage with it in a way that just wouldn't be possible in any other medium.
What started out as a brief consultation convinced me that we were only scratching the surface of an immensely deep and interesting subject that could enrich and change the very nature of the game.
That's cool. Thanks so much for coming.
Pleasure. Thanks. It was really interesting for me. I'd love to be involved.
Our understanding of psychosis is still very much a mystery, and ways of treating it are still primitive compared to physical illness. After all, it is easy to see the pain and suffering caused by physical diseases or physical trauma. It is not so easy to see the mental suffering and trauma of severe mental illness. But what if we could find a way to see it? Games are capable of drawing you in for hours on end, playing the role of a character who is different from you, experiencing their perspective, and actively involving you in a world that functions with a different set of rules.
でもなんか精神病を理解するということに関してはちょっと
If we were to
分
represent
かりづらかったかも
psychosis, we
な
would have to simulate voice hearing, a common attribute. But how can we simulate something we have no first-hand experience of? Professor Charles Fernyhough, a leading expert in voice hearing from
幻聴は分かりやすかったけど
Hearing voices is an experience that is usually associated with severe mental illness, and crucially we know that hearing
バイノーラル
voices
マ
is
イ
a
ク
part
ね
of ordinary life for many people who don't meet the criteria for mental illness.
Yeah. Oh, that's not him in real life.
We know voices vary according to where they appear in space. Voices can appear far away in the distance, they can appear right there in your ear, they can seem to be coming from inside your head.
Based on the information Professor Fernyhough provided, I put together a sound brief and invited some actors to the studio. We recorded the actors using a binaural microphone, which records the
めっちゃ高いんだっけ
position of sound, replicating the way sound is heard by human ears. It gives you an incredible sense that the person you are listening to is right there beside you.
Can't see how she's going.
Rachel Waddingham from the Voice Collective came to our studio with two young voice hearers to speak to our team. We talked at length about their experiences, and they listened to our tests, giving us feedback on how we could improve on it.
Everyone hates her. She's cursed.
It's very hard to represent what this experience is like, partly because it's such a
そうだよね
intense emotional experience. It's testament to how Ninja Theory have been listening to what the researchers are saying, but also crucially listening to the experts by experience. What they've come up with is so compelling. It's by far the best representation I've heard of what these experiences are like.
Other common attributes
確かに一貫性はなかったよね
We met with Recovery College East
県庁に
and care for people
行け
recovering
と
from
か
mental
行くなっていう
A group of service
対立する2つの意見が常にあっ
what they
て
experience.
Sometimes when the visions or what we're seeing is too much, it becomes more difficult until eventually we perhaps don't see anything.
The people we spoke to, the stories they told were fascinating, harrowing and mind-boggling. The reality of what people experienced was vivid, far exceeding what I could possibly have imagined. We went away itching to represent some of these visions and flashbacks in the game.
フラッシュバックを適切に再現
So far away, don't you know how I wanna feel deeper? I could never know how you grow, all these days are killing me. Now I see deep in me.
ここも字幕欲しい
The sun falls. I just wanna feel deeper.
途中で見えない日と戦ってたのはそういうどういうことだ怖かったな
To refine our work, we continue to hold meetings with Recovery College East over the course of a year and a half, showing them what we had achieved so far and refining the in-game representations based on their feedback. With their help, flashbacks, visions and changes in perception were woven into the story and gameplay of Senua.
The students that are involved in this project are incredibly excited about being involved. They have described the experience as being important because it values their lived experience and shows that despite what we have been through, all of that experience becomes valid, that actually it's something that we should all be talking about.
The experiences described range from beautiful to frightening beyond comprehension. I heard of a girl who has to live with an angry voice screaming at her, slamming on her doors and walls 24 hours a day. I met someone who would often see hanging corpses in a room, so real that she would sometimes try to rescue them. The panic and fear that comes with such visions is entirely understandable, and it can be a living horror for some.
Worthless, weak, pathetic. Go on, feel sorry for yourself, because there is no one left to do that for you.
I was urged by one fellow that we should not shy away from showing this horror, and so I was perpetually torn in making Hellblade. Had we gone too far with our representations or not far enough?
Broken.
でも
Like your sword.
In some ways, voice hearing and visions were the low-hanging fruit, so to speak. There's another aspect of psychosis that is much harder to explain, but one that I think video games are uniquely able to represent, which are often called delusions.
People begin to see patterns in the world. They begin to link things that most people wouldn't link. Most of the things that we might think would be coincidence or, not worth commenting on. Nevertheless, that might have a particular salience or importance for them.
One individual described how everyday words, sounds, colours and objects were steeped in meaning to him, forming a strange and
この
sinister
パズル
determined to solve
手こずった
and get to the bottom of.
It's not just brain dysfunction. It's not like
なんかね精神病的な描写か現実的な描写かっていうのがなんか見分けがつかなかったな
They believe in it.
We often invite people into the studio to play the game. In one of our playtests, they played through much of the game, making associations between runes, secret messages, and the threat of darkness that stalked them. There are many things that happen in the world of Hellblade that make perfect sense within the context of Senua's mind. The dark rot that's killing her slowly from within, the secret runes of the gods that block her path to Helheim, and strange associations that exist in the game to confuse you. To complete Senua's quest, you have to internalize and accept the logic and meaning behind these things to progress. Afterwards, they said that they didn't see much evidence of mental illness in the game. People with delusions of all sorts would argue the same thing, that they are not aware of their experience being abnormal in any way.
I need this sword. It's important.
ああ、そっか。
Representing perception changes and thinking patterns within Hellblade gives us a set of symptoms common in psychosis. But people with lived experience were keen to emphasize another point, that it is wrong to define a person by their symptoms. Quite often, the illness comes not from the symptoms, but from the stigma, isolation, and mistreatment that comes about from the rest of society.
They say that I'm cursed.
What if they're right?
I needed someone to portray Senua, someone who could believably internalize her suffering. Melina Jurgens, our video editor, had been a stand-in for Senua over a few months while we perfected our motion capture techniques. Without realizing it, she had already auditioned for the role, and I knew her well enough to know that I didn't have to teach her to act, but to relive her own internal pain. As often is the case, those who have suffered mental anguish are never far from us. My hope is that by creating a compelling and aspirational character in Senua who feels very much real, albeit in a fantasy setting, we can provide a lens into her reality, a different one to yours, and this is where storytelling comes into play. I imagined her life based on common threads in real people's lives. She was always prone to psychosis as a child. Her mother Galina also heard voices and had visions, so perhaps there was a genetic aspect. Or perhaps it was cultural, as she lived within a world without science, of gods and superstition, as exemplified by her druid father Zimbal. Psychosis developed in her late teens to early 20s and was exacerbated by stigma and isolation at the hands of the clansmen and her father.
This darkness. It's spreading.
The trauma of seeing her lover Dillian sacrificed tips her over the edge, making her remodel her reality around a concept that connects everything: the darkness. So the question is, what Senua experiences real? Can only be answered by saying, yes, it is real. It is her reality.
All of her suffering will have been for nothing. It's just a matter of time.
Towards the end of the project, service users and professionals that had collaborated with us were invited to see the near-final game. It was a chance to see if the game had reflected their views or if it had misrepresented them.
For me, being involved in especially developing Senua's character has been really important, and being able to bring in my perspective and what I see and what I hear, and having that built into the game has been a real privilege. It's gritty and it's meaty, and there are some tough subjects in there that are being tackled with honesty.
I was blown away by it today, absolutely blown away. It was just fantastic to get the opportunity to use our lived experience in a very creative way. There's nothing tokenistic about the work we've put in. It feels like we've been listened to, things have been taken on board, and I think there was a lot of realism in the game itself, and it feels very authentic.
いやでもなんか深すぎた深すぎたというか
People a good experience of what it's like to hear voices and have those experiences. I'm glad that the guys at Ninja Theory kind of asked us to come along and help them build an experience that's positive when it comes out, and get myself a copy and have a go.
なんかどう捉えたらいいかわからなくなっちゃったこのゲーム。
I
think all the way through I was really inspired by how the conversations have translated into the game in a way that I think I didn't imagine was possible. So wonderful, really wonderful.
I really hope that others will follow the lead they've set and use the power of something like a video game to change people's perceptions, to increase understanding, and ultimately to make some of the stigma around voice hearing and other experiences go away.
For me, it was really exciting to see something that I explore scientifically being represented so beautifully in a character who's trying to penetrate the mysteries of the environment in which they've been placed, with all of this strange uncertainty and noise and conflicting information that they're getting. I'm very excited by this way of trying to represent mental illness, because I think it actually might be offering us insights that we wouldn't get from pure scientific explorations, and actually giving us quite an empathic view of what it might be like.
Mental illness has been with us for as long as we have been on this planet, but why? Why hasn't evolution stamped out this weakness from within our gene pool? I often pondered this question until I realized that the question had an inbuilt flaw. It assumes that being and thinking differently is a weakness. The only reason we have computers, spacecraft, medicine, poetry, art, and yes, even video games is because individuals were able to simulate new abstract realities in their minds and share them with the rest of us. We need people to be willing to see differently in order for us to progress and survive as society. And we need to be open to these new ways of seeing. And it is this spirit that motivated me to create Senua's story and share it with you.
そっかチャプターを選択ってなんだろう。あ、一応あるんだなあ。これで取り逃したストーンやり直せるってことか。いや、なんかその精神疾患自体の描写がわからないっていうのは、その精神疾患自体に自覚がないっていう、そういうところがすごいマッチしてて、でただゲームっていうのはまあファンタジーであるのが当たり前だから、なんだろう、当たり前のものとして見られていたけど、現実で同じようなものを見て日々生活している人がいるとしたら、それはやっぱり障害になっちゃうわけで、こうしてなんというかコントロールしたり、なんていうか娯楽としてっていうのは合ってんのか分かんないけど、プレイして行くっていうのはなんか一つのエンタメなんだけど、でもそのこういう精神疾患を持ってる人にとってはそれはその自覚のできない現実であったりね。なんか難しいや難しかった。でも面白かったです。このゲームに会えてよかったな。じゃあ今日はクリアしたのでこれで終わりたいと思います。そうだね。ではここまでご視聴ありがとうございました。また他のゲームでもお会いしましょう。なんかね、精神疾患が精神的ななんか なんていうの、インパクトが強いって書いてあったから、Tell Me Why って昔やったゲームがあって、あれがものすごい自分にとってはなんか衝撃的なシーンが多くて、自分の過去を連想させるシーンが多くて、なんかそれはプレイしててすごい嫌な気持ちになったけど、そうなのかなと思ったけど、今回はもっとなんかドキュメンタリーを見た後で分かったことだけど、もっとこう自覚のない精神疾患っていうのがテーマっていうね。まあ話はまとまらないが、これで終わりたいと思います。それではお疲れ様でした。またよろしくね。